Hi everyone, my name is Shanti and welcome back to another video. Now today, I'll be playing some chess. So a little disclaimer, I'm not really good at chess, or rather I just know how to play chess. I know the basic rules, I know how the pieces move and stuff like that. So feel free to judge or, anyways, let's just get right into it. Okay, so this is a new authorized chess account. So if you have any concerns, just let me know. Anyways, let's get right into it. So in chess, it's important to take note that you control the center.
Okay.
Now, why is this the case? So for example, I developed the king's pawn. So yeah, you heard that right. Each pawn has actually a name. And when I play the king's pawn, I develop my bishop. Look, as you can see, it's controlling these squares. The bishop moves diagonally, same as the queen, but the queen can also move like a rook, which the rook moves horizontally, vertically. So let's develop our knight. Our knight actually moves in a weird L shape like this. So as you can see, from my opponent, so when I move this knight, actually it was attacking this pawn earlier, and now the knight defends the pawn like so. So yeah, now let's develop our bishop. Now I would like to put the bishop on this square because it targets these squares, and which is near the king. Now I could castle, but the pawn is being attacked, so let's defend it with this pawn, which activates my dark squared bishop and potentially moving it in the future. Okay, so my opponent is attacking my pawn, but it's defended by the king, so there's nothing to worry about. Let's just castle. Principal chess. You could go here, like what I did. Now there's nothing really to worry about here. We're still in our early stages. This is called the opening, and in your opening you basically develop your pieces. And as you can see, we're playing some sort of Italian game. Okay, now my opponent played this move, which attacks my bishop and attacks my pawn. I could go back, or just take with this pawn. Of course, he can take back. There isn't anything you can, you shouldn't worry about, because you can trade certain pieces, but some pieces aren't meant to be traded, so it's important to take note of that. Notice how the king is at the middle, but I'm worried about this pin. So I'm gonna just push this pawn. It also, create some breathing room. It's important that you keep note at certain pieces. Some pieces are, are defended by some pieces, while others aren't. And notice how my opponent played this pawn move. He might castle long. I castled short, as you can see. Let's just move the rook at the middle, because I'm seeing this, potential king in the middle. This is actually called a pin. A pin is where a piece attacks a certain piece, which also in the future attacks another piece. Where if this piece tries to move or ends up being captured, it actually also creates a potential threat behind that piece, and in this case is the king. Now he should castle, but if he castles, he loses the pawn. So what is he gonna do? You'll notice I'm not actually attacking, or rather I'm not actually capturing his knight. That's because in chess, like I said earlier, you shouldn't really trade some pieces if it doesn't really help or benefit the position at all. Some pieces are meant to keep, keeping the tension. Keeping the tension means to keep certain pieces as it is. Like you're not gonna move them or anything. Just let them stay from where they are. My opponent is really thinking a lot. Potential move is probably this, but I don't. I mean, he did commit to this pawn move, so it's really natural for him to defend. Okay, this this move doesn't make any sense. Why? First of all, I could just push it. Second, this pawn doesn't really need to be guarded that much. So let's just attack the bishop. Yeah. The bishop needs to move, and I can actually push this pawn right now. He can't take it because he's pinned, like I said earlier. So, yeah. He's in real trouble. Oh, notice also that this bishop is still attacking this. Once I capture this pawn rather, with my queen's pawn, my queen now sees the knight, in which I can actually take it. And if he doesn't take my queen, I can probably checkmate him. So you see, in chess, you need to really analyze the position. You need to understand which pieces coordinate with other pieces. Because, yeah, in the end, you're gonna win. Chess is really a hard game. Though it can be easy if you can really understand, the basics. So yeah, let's just continue. So my opponent is really thinking a lot here. Now if he tries to ignore it, I'll just take the bishop. Notice how the pawn moves from the starting square, and it can actually move either once or twice. Once or twice. And once it reaches this row, they can't move twice anymore. They should keep going, moving once. And pawns capture diagonally. So they capture like this. They don't capture like this. That doesn't make sense. And opponent's really thinking a lot. Now, he could castle, but okay. Like I said, by the way, when you're up on time and you're at an advantage, just, let the opponent run out of time. That's one way of winning. So if you think you're losing in your position, but you're up on time, you still have an advantage. So don't worry, you can continue. Okay, so my opponent pushed the pawn, but he forgot that I could just take it with a check. So there's one way of saving. He could just push the bishop back here. And that's actually a little dangerous, because I could swarm it with, like, I don't know, a bishop move here or a queen move here. So yeah, some basic chess tactics. Oh, I already told you, the bishop was under attack, and I would take it. And also, like I said earlier, now the queen sees the knight, and now the knight is being attacked 2 times. Well, the queen, though, is the only protector. And if he tries to move it, I think I'll just trade it. Okay, look, I'm up 4 points of material. He's down a bishop and a pawn. So, in chess, when you are up in material, you need to trade everything. Well, actually, it's optional, but it's the only way to do it. Now, a lot of things are happening here. So the knight is moved and it's attacking my rook, but I can do this, and when he takes it with the rook, whoop, be careful, because there is some problems with the king, and also my rook is under attack. So let's just put the rook back. Simple chess. Notice that the bishop cannot take my bishop because the rook is pinning to the king. That's how you understand chess. Certain pieces work with other pieces, you know. So I have another threat here. Yeah, in chess there is this so-called SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. What are the strengths of each piece? Does it make an advantage for your position? Weaknesses, does it, if you move a certain piece, does it weaken your position? Opportunities, when you move a piece, does it actually create an advantage for you? And threats, in this case, I moved my knight because I'm attacking the bishop, and it might seem like it's defended, but whoop, 3 attackers, 1 defender. So yeah, he isn't, you know, castling, and this is actually his punishment, because he should have castled this king earlier, and now he's gonna face some very big problems. Alright, he's really thinking a lot. Also notice that I should be careful with my king, because this rook can skew. Right. Okay. I could move the knight, but the bishop is actually defending. So which is more stronger though? The bishop or the knight? Let's actually take it with the knight. I think the bishop is more better because it actually controls a lot more squares in an open position. There are some cases where the knight is better than the bishop, but in the end, it's actually up to you. I gotta be careful though, because 3 of my pieces are still sleeping on the back rank, so I gotta develop them. And you'll notice, if he doesn't take it, I take his rook with a check. I actually also have another fork, just a double check, and I can take his rook. Okay, so if I take, there's a check, and it attacks my bishop. So you see, before you make a move, you have to make sure that the opponent doesn't, you know, resort into some sort of plan. You need to think about what your opponent is planning. That's how you win at chess. You shouldn't always resort in, oh look, a rook. No. You have to think it, both sides. Now, I want to prevent this rook, so I could, though, if I don't take it though, if I don't take, I mean, if I do take, it's not a check, it's not a forcing move. This is actually a bit tricky. I could actually also go here. It's a check, and then he has to move. Should we do it though? I'm worried that my bishop is going to, you know, cause problems. And if I don't take, he's gonna take my knight. Let's do it. let's move this. I don't know if it's the best move, but a game is a game. It's a check, so it's a forcing move. It forces the king to move on a certain square, and if he isn't careful, we'll win. Okay. Right. This is a little tricky. It's the same plan, but if I take this, it's a check, which means he has to take. And now I can actually move my bishop here, which covers the rook. Yeah. Let's move here, and now I'm safe. The rook cannot give a check anymore because of the bishop. Yeah, so that's how you think in chess. I hope you can learn something from this video. I gotta say, I'm not the best at making suggestions. Okay, so the knight is not really sure, but let's threaten this. You'll notice that I need to develop my pieces quick, like put the rook somewhere here, otherwise I'm gonna lose. Also, he's down 20 seconds. Yeah, if he doesn't move fast, he's gonna lose. Either way, okay, I can actually take it. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll take it the rook. Let's develop the knight, and now the rook covers the entire first rank. Yeah, that was a good game. Oh, you'll notice my elo is 600. Okay, he just blundered this knight, and yeah, awesome win. Okay, so let's move on, I guess. Doesn't show the icon. Never mind. Let's play a new game. Okay, so second game. Alright, let's try playing the queen's pawn next. Actually, both pawns are okay. There's this so-called opening repertoire where you try to learn certain openings and play them yourself.
Okay.
Let's play the London. The London is more like of a pyramid opening where you put your pawns in these squares and it actually now forms the pyramid. So yeah,
Boring.
It's a solid opening, very old as well. Yeah, so it's also very easy to memorize. Like pawn here, bishop out, pawn here, knight here. In some situations, I can actually I don't have to play the London.
Huh?
This pawn move is a little passive, but you know what? Sometimes you shouldn't acknowledge what your opponent is playing, but most of the time you should acknowledge it, because you might not know it. They might actually have, they end up having a plan. Now I could finish up my London. You know what? Let's just do it, because I'm thinking of putting here, because I want this pawn to move so that it can have space. So my opponent is planning to move the pawn here. We could actually ignore that and just play like bishop here, which controls a lot of squares. And also in the London, you can actually castle queenside or long castle. You cannot always, resort to the same castling method. Let's just develop our knight, and yeah, we're almost finishing the, okay, so the bishop sees the bishop. I could actually allow them to take. In some cases I don't. So what we're gonna do is let them. We're gonna let them, because I see the king in the middle. I want to put the rook here, and maybe, just maybe, okay, I don't know where that knight is moving. So like, okay, let's just kick the knight out. I don't know why he moved that. I think he's trying to go here, but he can't because of the pawn. Now he needs to go back. There's no potential sacrifice here. you're just blundering your own piece. Right? Let's keep it simple. Yeah. Okay. So, where was I? Alright, let's move the rook in the middle and maybe potentially attacking back. We have so much. Okay. Before attacking, let's trade first the bishop, because if we push the pawn, the bishop is hanging. So it's important to see which piece used to defend which. I hope you're learning a lot from this video. Oh, by the way, I hope I hope you can share this video to some of your friends. I know I'm not an expert, but I hope you can still learn something from this video. I'm just wanna share what I learned. Okay, anyways, if he ignores the pawn, okay, never mind. I had actually a fork there, but okay, let's develop our knight. I can move his queen. Oh, by the way, guys, make sure to like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching this on Facebook, leave a follow. I just started this channel, and if you have any suggestions you would like to watch or like content, feel free to give some suggestions down below. Anyways, okay, so I can there are a lot of moves. Let's see. There are a lot of moves I want to play here, like knight here. I could actually develop my queen. Let's try to go here. I'm not sure. Maybe the queen is better on this square, probably. But I'm giving extra protection to this knight. Now the knight is being defended by 3 pieces, by the bishop, the rook, and the queen. So yeah, notice how I'm not taking the knight yet because of the queen. The queen is defending this. I don't want to give it some more activity. I think that's a blunder of a pawn. So what I'm gonna do is I will take the knight with a check and then take the pawn. Watch, if he takes with the queen, I take with the pawn, and the pawn's attacking. There we go. He could go here, but actually the rook is defending the knight, so this knight can actually attack the pawn. If he takes the pawn, that would be a blunder. Yeah, always remember, guys, when how many pieces are attacking which and how many defenders are defending that piece. Okay, so we went back. I could give a check, but actually this sneaky rook move actually, can create potential threats on the queen. Like, if my opponent starts ignoring, I can actually give this bishop sacrifice, which allows me to win the queen by force because of the bishop. So, very instructive, guys. Alright, you know what? It's a lot worse because now, yes, it's defending this square, but he forgot this pawn blocks the king's vision. So I can just give that check. And now by force I win the queen. Easy. So yeah, that's how you win in chess. And now I think I can push my pawns. I can't take this pawn because of the bishop. And yeah, win-win. So let's see. I don't know why he's still thinking. Okay, he abandoned the game. Alright, good win. Alright, let's play one last game. hopefully we play as black. Okay, I was about to say that. Now, in black, you're actually defending. And when you play black, you actually adapt to the position of the white pieces, or the white opponent. In this case, he played this pawn move, so I'm just going to develop normally. Remember, control the center. Very instructive. I could defend that. I could also not. Let's just take the pawn. No harm in that. And develop our knight, attacking the queen. He's not thinking of... Okay. Let's develop this. He might go here. I could set up a nasty trap here. Okay, alright. Let's set up the trap. Right, where do I want to put the knight? Let's put the knight here. Don't worry. The bishop is guarding the knight. This is what happens when you try to win with... you try to move the queen out early. My gosh, so many blunders. First, let's just take the queen. Sorry, wrong bishop. Sorry, wrong bishop. Yeah, you forgot that the bishop was seeing the queen. Okay, my opponent loses in 7 moves. Okay, fork. I am a fork. Yeah, remember, pieces have certain points. That's how you get the material advantage. And the rook is worth 5 points, and the knight and bishop are worth 3 points. So the rook is occasionally better than the knight and the bishop. You know what? When you're winning in chess, or like you're up in material, just trade everything. There's nothing wrong with trading everything. Like, you're clearly winning. Okay, he's not taking. I don't know why. Let's give him a potential check. And okay, let's see. I don't know why he's not taking this, but let's just move it out of the way, and then probably bring my queen somewhere. Now let's just checkmate the king. Let's not make our opponent wait for any longer. That bishop check is not threatening because I could just move my pawn. My king is safe and sound. And now my queen can actually move here. Okay. I could go there. I could also go here. Let's see. Okay, let's probably go here. And then let's long castle. Okay, it's long castle. Yes, you notice I blundered the pawn, but does it really matter? You have so much material advantage. Okay, let's do this. Let's develop everything. Oh, sorry. I'm not gonna... I have a nastier idea. Rook check here. Okay. Now I have a check. If he goes here, I'll go here. And this is checkmate. Alright, that was a good game. I hope I hope you guys learned something from that video. But anyways, thank you so much guys for watching. I don't know what happened to my game. But anyways, hope you guys liked that video. If you do enjoy watching me play more chess, make sure to leave a comment. You found a nice tactic that game. You're cooking. Let's review. Yes, Levy, I know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the video, please give a like and subscribe. Follow if you're watching this on Facebook, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.